Hey, this is the Daily Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to ask, are you my competitor? Okay, so last week I spent a lot of time thinking about competition. Business competition, app competition, just competition in general, right? When it comes to being a developer, I've been a developer a long time, and I think that I'm pretty good as a software developer. Being an app developer on the app market, I do okay. But being a business owner, there's still a lot to learn. This is one of the things, the more I start doing it, the more I realize how much I don't know. So a few months ago, I started going to this business mentoring group type of thing. It's called Action Club. If you're in the UK, you might want to look it up. It's pretty good. So every 2 weeks we meet with other business owners, and there's like a topic to go over. And this last week it was unique selling points and how do you differ from your competition. So one of the tasks was write down your top competitors, right? And when I sat down to write them down, I was like, I couldn't think of any names. I wasn't the only one too, but so my answer was, I don't think I have any competition, right? Which is completely and totally naive, right? And the more I start thinking about it, I try to justify it to myself. No, we don't. We're pretty unique. All this kind of stuff. We don't have any competition. Right, which was ridiculous, right? The more I started thinking about throughout the week, the more I realized that there actually is a lot of competition. I just don't give it the time and the thought that it requires, right? Even like just yesterday, actually it was on Friday, I had a meeting with somebody, like another business owner, and it wasn't like a client meeting, but we were talking about whether or not we could work together on some projects. And he ran a web company, a web design company, and I do the app company. So, and he actually asked me, do you think we're in competition with each other? And I was like, no. I mean, this is kind of thing comes up all the time. In fact, with a lot of potential clients, one of the reasons why they don't contact us is because they see themselves in competition with us, because they might be a branding company or a design company, and they think they're competitors, right? I remember once reading a 37 Signals book years ago. It may have been Rework, or no, it wasn't Rework. It may have been Getting Real or whatever. It may have been a blog post. But 37 Signals, they do the Basecamp and everything like that. And they talked about how their biggest competitor was not all of the different clones that were coming out starting to copy what they were doing. Their biggest competitor was email. So they had to think about all their potential customers are using email. How do they get them to consider their product instead of just going to email? So they have to look at the shortcomings of email. The more I start thinking about it, the reason why, by the way, the reason why I couldn't think of my competitors is because I haven't clearly defined my company well enough. I haven't clearly defined the unique selling points, and which is down to me. Like I said, when it comes to being a business owner, there's still a lot to learn on my part, right? But it always depends on the motivation. Now, this has a lot to do with apps too. So a lot of our clients, so some of our clients will contact us because we're local, right? So they might be in a town nearby, so they contact us. So when it comes to that criteria, like we're a local developer, our competition might be a certain group of companies, right? Which is not really what we're going for. If it comes to just app developers in general, our competition is much bigger. Like if we're competing against every app developer in the world, then that's something completely different. If they're looking specifically for hybrid development or ionic development, or looking at something like that, and they find some of our content there, then it's good. I talked before a lot about niches and how we don't offer things like web because we want to keep our niche low. We want to be able to target what we do. We want to get really good at what we do, right? And even just being an app developer these days is almost, because there's so much competition, there's too much to do. I mean, there's like, people can go anywhere. So like, if you think about your app, right? And sometimes people will send me their URLs to their Play Store, and it might be like let's say like a gem game or a bubble popping game or something that's pretty, like, my whole thing is I don't know what the motivation is for the users to find it. When we talk about keywords, we think about what are people looking for. So like if I'm looking for a way to pass time, and I happen to find your app, your competition might be lots of different apps that will help me pass time. If I'm looking for specifically, I want a 3-in-a-row game, your competition would be Candy Crush or whatever, right? And it's when we start to look at our competition that we can clearly define our unique selling points for that. So, Anyway, those are just what I've been thinking about the last week. You know, like I said, when it comes to being a business owner, I'm still learning. I'm still making all the mistakes. I'm going through things, right? To say that I don't have any competition, you know, when I start thinking about, you know, I'm actually embarrassed that I said that last week. So anyway, something to think about. Think about your app. Who are the competitors of your app? What are the competitors of your app? And in order to know that, you have to know how they're finding it. What is their motivation for getting there? It was, for me, the language learning games. So if somebody finds one of my apps as a language learning game, I know what the competitors are for that, because I know it's Duolingo and all the other big ones, depending on the language too. So depending on specifically what they're looking for. So anyway, just some thoughts for today. That's it for today. I hope you guys have a great week this week, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. As long as I'm still breathing.